Hi, everyone, and happy Sunday. Here's your week in review for week 7, March 27th to the 31st. I hope you all had a great weekend. We've got a nice week coming up together in this course. So I'm just going to take you through the weekly agenda and I'm going to explain the assignments that you're working on in this mandatory instructional video. So please take time to listen and take all the notes you need to be successful in this course for this week. Don't forget to do your weekly participation activity. That's your attendance check for the week. That should probably be the first thing you do this week. Okay, so this week we are focusing on management theories, and we are, believe it or not, finishing up all of the content for Unit 1. And we are ready to prepare for our very first unit test next week. You might be thinking, a unit test in an e-learning classroom, that's kind of weird. And it is because again, you're writing the test from home. So it's essentially open book, right? Who's going to be able to tell whether you've got a book open in front of you or not? The tests are written in a way where you really just have to show that you have been following along with the curriculum and that you are making direct connections to that learning. So, for example, we watched Office Land, or we saw the Dancing Guy video, or various TED Talks throughout this unit. And you'll see questions on the test where you have to deliver information that shows me that you did pay attention to that learning. Okay. Making direct connections to the stuff that we learned in class is really important. The questions, again, if you go online and copy paste answers or get ChatGPT to do it for you, it's very obvious. And so the questions are designed to prevent you from doing that. And also what I'm looking for in terms of your marks is to ensure that you are making the connections to the curriculum that you learned specifically in this class. Okay. So just giving you that tip, and you do have this week to think about it, and you have all of next week to choose when you would like to write the test. So just know that that is coming up. Okay. All right. So for this week, you have like I said, your last content for Unit 1. So you're going to be given a reading this week, and readings are a huge part of education. If you're going to university next year, you'll be doing tons and tons, hundreds and hundreds of pages of readings. So we don't have very many in this class, but we do have some. So you do get a little bit more familiar with that. So again, with this reading, you're going to be using that content a lot in upcoming assignments. So my suggestion would be to go through the reading, write down notes from the reading into your notes that you're accumulating for, test studying and what have you. And you'll be using what you read in that particular reading this week on your assignment as well. Okay. And then, of course, you're going to see all of that on your unit test as well next week. Okay. You're also been assigned a corresponding reading assignment, which is just going to have you, it's like an inquiry assignment where you'll be answering questions based on the reading. And that's just going to help you identify what the most important learning from that reading is. Okay. Once you've done these questions, you're going to submit that to Dropbox. You're going to use them for study notes for your upcoming test, and then you have an assignment off of this information. I'm going to take you through that in just a second. Okay, so that's the management theories assignment. It's linked in here. Note the deadline for this is next Thursday, April 6th. The reason for that is because it's a big assignment, but the reading is also really extensive, and I really want you to spend time with that. So I'm expecting that the reading and the reading assignment that corresponds with that's going to take several hours. And since I usually suggest that you allot 6 hours per week for this course, I wanted to make sure that you would have enough time for everything. Okay, so let's take a look. On Monday, you've been assigned the lesson on classical management approaches. So like with every lesson, I expect that you're opening up the slide deck, you're going through the slide deck, you're taking notes, you're watching the videos, you're taking notes on the videos, you're reading the articles, you're taking notes on the articles, all of this stuff, right? So again, your unit test next week is going to be looking for making sure that you're proving to me that you have been doing the work, okay? So there's a bunch of information in this slide deck. There are some videos to help reinforce your learning as well. So just make sure that you go through all of that content. It's pretty thorough, okay? And again, this is directing you towards the most important learning from this particular part of the course. As you can see, it's a very extensive slide deck, and that's because it's an extensive lesson. This is a huge lesson that you're going to see sort of threaded throughout the rest of the course. On Tuesday, here's the management theories reading. As you can see, It's pretty textbook, and I don't do a lot of textbook stuff, but for those who are preparing for university, it's still important that we work through stuff like this. So my suggestion would be, again, you can read off of your computer and take notes. You can print it, highlight what you need, whatever works for you, but this is really important stuff. Spend a couple of hours going through this reading, taking thorough notes, and then you're going to complete the reading assignment. This is available to you in Dropbox, and you're going to create a copy of this document, and you're just going to go through and answer these questions. It's a guided reading assignment. It's going to help you sort of alienate and isolate the most important learning from that textbook reading. Okay, so if you're popping into our classroom, you'll be able to find this assignment in Dropbox as well. And this assignment, so the reading and answering the questions from the assignment, is due as usual on Monday at 8 a.m. So you have the whole week to do that. But like I said, I would expect that assignment itself will take several hours. So that's this one right here, assignment number 5. That's not it. Badged activity number 3, management strategies past to present. Okay, so that's this one right here. Okay, and that's due on Monday, April 3rd at 8 a.m. Okay, then you've got your management theories assignment. Okay, so while you have until next Thursday before the long weekend to complete this, I really do suggest that you start working on this assignment this week and that you don't leave it to next week. Because remember, you also have the unit test next week, right? So again, what I would suggest is that you spend Monday and Tuesday your in-class time working on the sort of the reading and the lesson and really understanding the curriculum. And then you can get started on the assignment on Wednesday. If you need Wednesday to finish up these two things, that's fine, because then you still have Thursday and Friday this week to get a jump on the management theories assignment. Okay, so I'm going to go through the assignment now. Again, if you're in our classroom under Dropbox, the assignment is here, assignment 5, management theories assignment. And these are the 2 items that you're working on this week. And in this case, the management theories assignment into next week. Okay. So here we go. I'm going to explain the assignment now for you guys. So in the work that we're doing this week, we are learning about all of these different management theories. Okay, that's what all the reading is about. The slide deck, it gives you more information on all of these different theories of management. So these are approaches to management that have been used historically and are currently being used in modern day times. So it's really, as a grade 12 academic student, you're learning about, well, what kind of systems and approaches do managers of today take, or managers of yesterday have they taken in order to manage and lead effectively? Okay, now some of these approaches you're not going to agree with, and some of these approaches you're going to be like, no, that's the type of manager I would like to work with. So it's going to be really individualized, and I'm really interested to see what you have to say. Okay. So here's what you're going to do for this assignment. You're going to create a Google document. So this is something new that we're doing in terms of how you actually hand in the assignment because of, thanks to ChatGPT, we're trying to ensure that students are not relying on ChatGPT to answer the questions for them. Okay, so you are going to basically be writing a personal reflection using the curriculum to fully demonstrate your learning. Okay, you're going to create a Google document and you're going to give me sharing access. So editing access, you're going to share it with me, and then you're going to find that it'll pop up. You want to click here with my name and make sure that I have editing access. Okay. This is going to allow me to be able to go right into the document and give you live feedback. So it's kind of it's a win-win for everyone. Okay. And you're going to copy the link as your submission in Dropbox. You can certainly upload the file the way you always have, but I'd also like you to copy the link as a text file in your submission in Dropbox. Okay. So that's something new that we're going to be doing with this assignment this time. Okay. So what you're going to be doing, the purpose of this assignment is you're going to be doing research into the different characteristics of the management theories, and then you're going to be using reliable sources to cite and support your learning, again, using Chicago citations as we've already been practicing in this class. Okay, so question number 1, in your own life, identify a specific management theory being used by a leader or a manager you personally know. How has it impacted their leadership style and the atmosphere of their team, club, or organization? Please use a personal communication citation to reference the interview you had with said person to answer this question. So What this basically means is that I want you to think of somebody that you've worked with in your life. Now, this, if you don't have a job, then it doesn't have to be a boss or a manager. It could be a coach, it could be a teacher, a mentor, someone in a leadership role in your life. Don't let it, like, it shouldn't be a parent, because there's a different interaction with a parent than there is someone who's effectively like leading you or as a boss of you or a manager of you in some way. Okay. So, what I want you to do is choose this person in your life, and then I want you to think about how they led you. And then I want you to think about all the different management theories that you learned this week and tell me which management theories do you think they're actually being used by this person. And then how has that leadership approach affected the organization that you've worked with? So, this could be a positive or a negative experience. And I'm really looking forward to seeing what you have to say. I've linked in the personal communication how to as well here. So, if you're wondering, like, how do I cite like a personal anecdote, it's there for you. Okay. All right. Question number 2. If you could combine elements from multiple management theories to make an ideal theory for you, what new theory would you create? How would you describe this new theory and its key principles? So this is, again, your own personal belief systems. What, combination of management theories you've learned within this portion of the unit do you think is best for you and why? Really validate that, okay? And you'll go through the rest of the questions here, and I think they're fairly self-explanatory, but as always, if you have questions about it, just make sure you are reaching out to me and asking me about the assignments, and I'm always really happy to pop into a Google Meet as well to go through and to clarify, because I know that it can be hard to learn from just this one instructional video, okay? So again, the premise of this is to learn all about these theories and then apply it to your own personal experiences and really showing me in your work, how your knowledge of the curriculum applies to your own personal experience. So you really want to show me, like, your goal in this is to prove to me that you understand these management theories. Okay. So again, this is going to take quite a bit of time. It really should take you quite a bit of time. And that's why you have all of like this week and basically next week to do this work. Okay. And again, the unit test is next week, but you do have the whole week, including the long weekend, to choose when you write it. So I don't want that to stress you out. It probably sounds like a lot, but really all you have this week is the management theories content and starting the management theories case. And then next week, you have the management theories case to finish. And then you have all week, including the long weekend, to choose when you write your test. From a test perspective, the unit test review sheet is here. But like I said, the emphasis is going to be on questions that really prove to me that you know the stuff that we've learned. And I'll talk a little bit more about that in next week's instructional video. But for now, I think that gives you enough information. Again, you have all next week to prepare for your test. So you could essentially leave preparing for your test until next week if you wanted to, assuming you were going to write it on the long weekend. Okay. So that's that for this week. Again, I expect that this all in combination is going to take well over 6 hours. So you want to be managing your time really effectively if you want to do a good job of this. Okay. If you have any questions, you know how to reach me. Happy to connect over email or Google Meet. My policy for email returns is 24 hours on weekdays, and of course on weekends, maybe a bit longer. But just let me know, okay? I hope you all have a great week, and I will see you online.